From the beheading of Eddard Stark to the brutal killing of Ross, King Joffrey Baratheon carved a path of brutality through the Seven Kingdoms. Throughout his reign in Game of Thrones, Joffrey was the architect of numerous deaths, either directly or through his vicious decrees. The first to experience Joffrey's malice was Mycah, the butcher's boy. An innocent caught in a noble feud. While on a royal procession to Winterfell, Joffrey walked with Sansa Stark along the Trident River. A scene of royal promise shattered when they encountered Arya Stark practicing swordplay with the common-born boy. Incensed that a peasant would strike a highborn girl, Joffrey turned his blade on Mycah. The terrified boy pleaded, but Joffrey merely slashed his face to assert his dominance. When Arya defended her friend, Joffrey shattered her training sword. As she fought back, his own sword was knocked into the dirt, seized by Arya, and hurled into the water. Though Arya escaped, Joffrey later spun a web of lies, accusing her and Mycah of an unprovoked assault, a story Queen Cersei fully endorsed. While Eddard Stark shielded Arya from punishment, he could not save Mycah. The Hound later hunted the fleeing boy down on the King's Road and cut him down without mercy. Septa met a similarly grim fate on Joffrey's command. She had escorted Sansa to King's Landing and stood by her when the prince offered a hollow apology for his conduct on the road. When Eddard Stark's attempt to reveal the truth of the royal lineage failed, his household was left vulnerable. Joffrey commanded his guards to seize the Stark girls and execute the rest. Sansa escaped, but Mordane stayed to slow the pursuers. Captured and helpless, she was executed on Joffrey's orders, leaving Sansa isolated among her enemies. Joffrey's most shocking public act was the execution of Eddard Stark. Despite a confession coerced through false promises, Joffrey overruled even his mother's counsel, demanding Ned's head to showcase his power. As Sansa screamed and Arya struggled through the crowd, the sentence was carried out. Ned's head was mounted on a spike, a grisly lesson that made Sansa understand the true monster she was bound to. The king's cruelty extended to anyone who displeased him. When a singer named Marillion performed a bawdy tune about the royal family, Joffrey coldly commanded Sir Ilyn Payne to tear out the man's tongue, a horrific spectacle the king observed with detached amusement. Consumed by rumors about his parentage, Joffrey confronted Cersei. Her evasion only fueled his rage and paranoia. Determined to erase any challenge to his claim, he ordered the slaughter of King Robert's illegitimate children. City watchmen dragged infants from their mother's arms, including a baby girl from a brothel, forever branding Joffrey a king who murdered the innocent. Sansa Stark remained a frequent target of his sadism. He had her beaten before the court, and only the timely intervention of Tyrion Lannister spared her further degradation. His final victim was Ross, a courtesan caught in the schemes of Littlefinger and Varys. Knowing the king longed to kill with his own hands, Littlefinger delivered her to Joffrey. In a private chamber, the king used her for crossbow practice, leaving her body strung up as a grotesque trophy and a stark warning to his uncle Tyrion. Joffrey's reign of terror ended as suddenly as it began at his own wedding feast. After humiliating Tyrion and Sansa, he choked, clawed at his throat, and died, accusing his uncle of treason. His death plunged the realm into fresh chaos, closing the chapter on one of Westeros' most merciless rulers, a character so vile that the actor himself